Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to change the strings on this soprano ukulele. First you need some strings, then you need something to cut with, whether it's wire cutters or scissors, and then a cloth to clean your ukulele when you're finished. The other thing that you're going to need that's not shown here is patience. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we need to get the strings off of the ukulele. So you could just be, real easy and just snap it like that. That's one approach. You can also just unwind these to make them a little looser, so when you do cut it, it doesn't go everywhere. But essentially it's the same. Watch out. So I'll just get it done and just clip them all. So then I'm gonna clear off all of these strings. The other thing you need to do now is clear all these strings off the bottom. So you just should be able to just push those through and they come off pretty easily. So when you take the strings out of the package, sometimes they'll have a little tab on them. This particular one actually has a color scheme for what is what. So on this case, I have red, blue, green, and white corresponding to the string number. So I just want to make sure you're putting the correct string in the correct location. And we're going to start with 4 is at the top, 3, 2, 1. So for me, 4 is the white one. So we're going to start with that. You're going to push this through the hole. And then what you're going to do is wind this around once. I'm going to start with that kind of. And you can leave extra here and just trim it later, so don't worry about if it's too long from the beginning. And then we're gonna feed this around once. Put that through, and wind that through. That's once, and you're gonna have to do it a second time. So I'm gonna try to pull this a little tighter, push that through a second time. And then now that we should be in a pretty good spot. So now we just tighten that up. And you should see this little tail here should be hanging off the back. You should have a tail sitting there. So I'm going to take this string and put it through the hole once and kind of pull this a little bit taut, not too taut. And then you're going to put it through again so that you end up with this loop. And then from here we should be able to tighten so that it's on the inside. And make sure this string goes in the first tab. And then you're just going to keep winding. Okay, so now we should have, clearly not in tune yet, but we've got some tension there. And for now, we can just leave it like that. We can worry about tuning later. And then once we get this later, we'll do all the trimming. So don't worry about that for now. We'll just do the next string, which for me is green. I'm gonna do the same thing and repeat. All right, so I'm gonna push this through, and we need to go around this other one twice. So that's, you need enough of a tail end on this so you can wrap it around 2 times. So it's easier if you make a little bit of a fold there. Push that through once. And then a second time. And mine is a little bit short. Let's see. No, we're going to have to do it again. Eventually this will be done. Easy to do when no one's watching you. Okay. And get the tail on there. All right, and that's number 2. And that's going to go into this top. And we're going to do the same thing like we did last time. Loop it through, pull that, and then start your winding. Okay. All right, hopefully you've completed all 4 strings. And now the next step is just to do the trimming. So you're gonna come in and just trim these. Okay, that's on that end. And then on this end, I'm actually gonna use the scissors. I think I can get in here a little bit better. And these, you're just gonna trim that. And just trim those off. One of them is so short, I didn't have to trim it, so lucky me. And that is it for the trimming. The next part is going to be the tuning, and this is going to take a little bit of time, and the reason is because it's going to be way out of tune. So you're just going to have to take some time and go string by string, and that's it. That's basically all you need to do, and now you have all fresh strings. Is it tuned yet?
Halfway there.
Why are you laughing?
I'm all over the place.